The highest point of the shoulder meets the neck seam where collar or neck trims are added. If the HPS accuracy is not correct, it affects the other measurements. This is not the correct HPS. This is the correct one. The chest circumference or width is measured 1 inch below the armhole. Thus it is measured. While taking the waist circumference or width, first turn the shirt to the back side with the buttons closed. From the nape, measure 19 inches down. From there, the waist width is measured. For the straight bottom, measure at the bottom edge straight across the body from side edge to side edge. To measure the curved shirt tail bottom, it is taken straight across at the top of the shirt tail. Measure the front body length at center front. Measure the front body length from the HPS to the bottom. Turn the shirt for measuring the back length. Measure the back body length from the center back neck to the bottom. Measure the back body length from the HPS to the bottom. Measure the across shoulder width from one shoulder tip to the other. This is how it is measured. The shoulder slope is measured from the HPS to the shoulder tip. Normally, it is not measured using a scale but only for this demonstration purpose. Measure the forward shoulder height from the HPS to the shoulder line. Across back width is measured at the yoke seam. Turn the shirt. Across front is measured from mid armhole to mid armhole. Measure the sleeve biceps circumference 1 inch below the armhole at an angle of 90 degrees. For the elbow circumference, centerfold half from shoulder seam to the seam or sleeve edge. Measure from the underarm seam across the sleeve. For the sleeve forearm, measure across the sleeve parallel to the sleeve opening 7 inches above the cuff edge. The underarm seam is measured from the armpit to the sleeve end. For the cap height, measure from underarm straight across the sleeve, forming a perpendicular line with the fold or grain, and then measure along the fold or grain to the top of the sleeve. For the hem height, measure from the bottom of the sleeve to top row of stitching. The sleeve cuff circumference is measured at the relaxed or the buttoned stage. For the cuff height, measure from the cuff seam to the bottom of rib or sleeve edge. For the placket height, measure from cuff seam to the top of placket. For the placket width, measure from sewn placket edge to opening edge. For the under placket width, measure from sewn under placket edge to opening edge. The neck circumference without the collar band is measured from the center front to the center front. The neck width is measured from the HPS to the HPS. Measure the collar height at center back. Measure the band height at center back. Measure the collar length at top edge. Measure the collar spread. Measure from the HPS straight down to the imaginary position or to the top edge of the pocket. Measure from the center front to the imaginary position or to the closest edge of the pocket. Measure the pocket length. Measure the pocket width. Measure the pocket hem width. Measure the front placket width.
Shirt measurements are shown again.
Nap to bottom is measured. Height point shoulder to bottom is measured. Yoke height is measured. Shoulder width is measured. Across back is measured. Chest width is measured 1 inch below the armhole. Underarm side seam is measured. Armhole curve is measured. Armhole straight is measured. Sleeve length with cuff is measured from center back to sleeve. Cuff height is measured. Sleeve bottom is measured. Sleeve placket is measured. Pocket length is measured. Pocket width is measured. Placket width is measured. Pocket position from HPS is measured. Pocket position from center front is measured. Yoke front forward is measured. Side open is measured. Collar buttonhole to buttonhole is measured. Collar height is measured. Band width is measured. Collar point is measured. Second button position is measured. Last button position is measured. Collar spread is measured. Collar point to point is measured. Neck point to point is measured. Sleeve bottom length is measured. Sleeve placket width is measured. Pocket flap width is measured. Pocket flap length is measured. half sleeve is measured. Half sleeve bottom is measured. Half bottom hem is measured. Dear student, in this segment, you have learnt about the various measurements of shirt for garment checking. Let's move on to the next segment.